What's up, everybody? This is Jay, and this video is about Snowfall. Should Franklin take out his father? Now, we all know that Alton has been running his damn mouth to this reporter and just straight up doing way too much. And he thought that what he was doing was actually protecting his family, but in reality, he has put everyone in danger of either death or in jail. And I think it may be too much to handle, and he may be dead. So let's see, where we last left off, Franklin had a big decision to make. He realized from his own daddy's mouth that he's been talking to a reporter, spilling all the beans about who's been supplying the drugs, names, information, too much. And it may be too late and too much to handle. And the only way to fix it is if Alton and Irene come up missing. Now, we did see that she turned in the info at the end of the last episode, but it still may not be too late because remember, if there's nobody there to talk, there's nobody to corroborate the story. Now, we saw Alton telling Franklin about what he did. He thought that what he was doing was protecting everybody, but he did let it slip that it was a female reporter that he was talking to. Now, he did try to change the subject, saying, "What you gonna do? Kill me like you did Andre?" But that may be what happens. I mean, Andre was more a part of Franklin's life and helped Franklin a little bit more than his own father. Remember, his father wasn't a part of his life. Andre was there for him when he was at the convenience store. He was there, part of his life as a neighbor. He did have a lot of relationship with his daughter. Now, it wasn't a father role, but nevertheless, now Alton has put himself in the crosshairs of putting his mother behind bars, putting himself either dead or behind bars. Jerome, Louis, is just so many marbles that can fall. The dominoes is on the block and cracking him upside the head. I mean, that was step one, but in the end, I mean, he may have to put his foot right where the good Lord split him. He might have to kick him where the good Lord split him because he definitely didn't went too far. And it definitely has put everybody in jeopardy. And if he would have talked to Franklin and let him know what was going on as soon as she came to contact him, maybe things has changed. But he has so much guilt in his heart because of what he's seeing on a day-to-day basis about how the drugs is destroying the community that he thought that what he was doing was possibly saving his soul and everyone else's. After speaking with the cops, the co-worker, he know that the social worker, he knows that the community is in big trouble. And I think that he thought this reporter would be able to change things and protect everyone. But in reality, she lives in the hood. She's broke, little single woman. She can't protect nobody from the CIA. And in the end, she may end up dead and her house burnt up as well. Now, when he came and talked with Sissy and tried to tell her, let's leave this, that, and the other, he should have told her the entire story then, gave them a chance to get in front of it before he decided to meet her and go on the record with the tape recorder and tell names and everything, talking about, yeah, my son sells rock. His name is Franklin Saint. What? You were telling way too much. She had this little billboard, all this information. That was his chance to tell what was going on. But he has a guilty conscience already. And so I'm pretty sure he doesn't want her death on his conscience either. But you have to realize that is part of the game that you're playing. Maybe they could have came and took all her information or something. Something could have been done, whatever the case, but he should have told Franklin so he could have told Teddy and, gave Teddy, aka Reed, a chance to do something before she got to turn her paperwork in to the editor. Now, one thing that Alton doesn't know is Reed is already pissed. He already done told Franklin everybody's replaceable. Franklin has already made numerous mistakes, and Reed has too. He's now sniffing that booger sugar. He done got high. He been sniffing Shinola on the regular basis, and even his own co-workers is looking at him with a little side eye. I mean, his own brother has died. He's lost so much. His father doesn't want to talk to him. He even has Avi that, he can't trust now, and he's going through a lot to figure out stuff. I mean, look what he did to that guy in Panama when he found out that he may have took the money. We also know that Teddy has allowed Gustavo to kill an agent and cover it up in order for the story to keep going. So imagine what he would allow if this is about to go into the news. I mean, he may have to waterboard Irene. He may have to waterboard, Franklin's dad, Alton, in order for them to shut up and to get what information they had taken back, because it's too much at stake. Now, in the end, of course, this is wrong, but this is a wrong and dirty game. Now, Franklin picked up that something wasn't right with Teddy, and he tried to get the info from Gustavo, and Gustavo is now realizing how deep that he is in, because when he was at the office, that information came through, and it was saying that, hey, things is different. It's about Lucia, and it's talking about Teddy and changing names and all kind of stuff, and Franklin, the pressure's building. Now, what Alton doesn't know is so many people may kill him, whereas cops, crooked cops, although this cop wasn't crooked, it is a lot of crooked cops that may want to kill him. You got Nutcase, Scully, if he finds out, he may want to take him out and find out what's going on, because he don't want to go to jail, just as well as his sister. We already saw what she did with Fatback and sliced off some thick cut bacon. Imagine what she'd do if she ends up maybe ending up possibly going to jail and never being able to be with her family. You got Jerome, he ain't trying to take off that fur and get that hair. He ain't gonna be able to take care of that process. You got crackhead mama, she ain't gonna be able to do much with little Pookie and her little boyfriend. And so also you got to remember Man Boy and his crew, if they find out that they've been working with the feds against their knowledge and things, I mean, that's a whole nother person that may want them dead, as well as, Jerome and all these people. Louis, Jerome gonna have to pour out a little liquor, because pretty much he's a dead man walking, Alton, for what he's doing. And so they need to take care. Louis already scared and worried about what's going on, and they already got people wanting to kill him. She already looking side-eyed at what's going on with Khadijah putting the hit out on people and what everybody got to go through. You also got crackhead Wanda running her mouth, and if we see that No Neck Johnson finds out that they didn't brought the feds to their door and the CIA, Leon and them, he in trouble. And then you got Tanuse say who is she? I still don't trust her. And that's why Franklin had a tear in his eye, because he know, damn, I'm dead. I'm either dead or in jail, and it's all because of my punk ass, drunk ass daddy. Lil Wino don't understand what he was doing and what he was dealing with, and he didn't put everybody's life in danger because he thought he was doing the right thing, because he had a guilty conscience. But at the end of the day, that's part of the game. You think Franklin don't have a guilty conscience? I mean, he had to kill his best friend. I mean, he had to kill Andre. He had to, his girlfriend ended up on that Rizzock. I mean, everybody got a guilty conscience. You think Leon don't have a guilty conscience? I mean, they didn't pull pork off a Fatback and had him laid out like the 4th of July Last Supper. I mean, you think Jerome don't have a guilty conscience, and Louis? I mean, all the people that they done been through and what they done. You think Franklin's mama don't have a guilty conscience for what they had to do with the bookstore and other things with this real estate and things that they had to deal with? I mean, everybody has a guilty conscience. Would you rather have a guilty conscience and be where you are today, or be having a clean conscience and broke and a wino and drunk asking for some spare change? I mean, either way it go, it was a bad choice that they had to deal with, and they tried to choose the lesser of two evils. I'm not saying they made the right choice, because in their choice, they brought down the whole community and then some in order for them to come up. And that's the bad thing about it, is in order for them to come up, a lot of people had to go down. But in the end, he definitely should have talked with Franklin and everybody, because he did not have that right to make that choice for all of those people. You think all these people are just going to be like, oh, okay, well, I guess that's how it goes, and then just move on with their life? I mean, he was not thinking this clearly, and he was not thinking this through. I mean, at least if he did have that guilty conscience and wanted them to change, he could have came at them and said, hey, this, that, and the other. How about we leave? How about we relocate? How about we do this, that, and the other? And if they didn't agree, then maybe he should have said, all right, I understand, but I can't be a part of this. I'm going to have to walk away. She coming at me. I'm not going to be a part of this. I'm going to move. I'm going to go to Cuba. Whatever the case, that's what he should have done, and then made his own decision for him, instead of making the decision for so many people without thinking it through and realizing that you pretty much put all these people's lives in your hands, and you weren't the one taking all the risk. And you're not the only one with a guilty conscience. You're not the only one that feels bad about what's going on, but at the end of the day, he shouldn't feel as bad because he wasn't the one actually slanging dope and serving people. He was just sitting there trying to help, and in a way trying to recycle a little bit of the proceeds back into trying to help people. But of course, it's still a bad situation. Either way you slice it, it wasn't his decision to make, and in the end, he's ruined his relationship with his family and possibly had everybody killed or ended up in jail. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think he made the right decision, and do you think it was his decision to make? Again, I don't think it was his decision to make. It was a good decision to let the information out because it was something bad happening in the community, but he was not the right person to let that information out, and he took all of these people's lives and put them in his hand and made a bad decision that possibly end up having them going to be dead or in jail, including Reed. But the only thing with Reed is that ain't his real name, and he could change his name and disappear. But all these other people is going to go down. So we'll see what happens. Reed, we already saw for the preview of the next episode, was telling Franklin, you need to find a way to shut your damn daddy up. So we'll see what happens. This is definitely going to be a hard one and a hard pill to swallow, and Franklin got to be the one to take him out. But again, this is the situation Alton put himself into. And in the end, Franklin is going to choose his mama over his daddy, because she ain't never did him the way his daddy has. And Franklin done had a taste of jail. He don't want to go back. And I know he don't want to die. So we'll see what happens in the end. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.